goodwill and come forward. And also give the correct information, because, for example, those people, or the people that we have been arresting who are manufacturing, are people who are manufacturing illegal products. Even after we give them, or before we give them clearance, if you are producing anything which is illegal under the Gazette notice, you are up for arrest. And we need that information to be clear so that we do not have apprehension out there that Nema officers are arbitrarily visiting sites. We are using intelligence information that we have. And we are now going undercover. A lot of the arrests we have done at night, because we know in the evenings that is when activity starts. And I want to tell our citizens of all these categories that the next customer could be an Nema inspector. And therefore, if it is not today, your day is coming very soon. Please avoid this kind of confrontation. Support us the way other citizens have supported us, and we are all going to enjoy a clean and healthy environment. We have been continuing with clearances for industrial primary packaging. We have received 1941 applications and cleared them, and we have rejected 691 of those 1941, and we continue to do that. We are also engaging with relevant sectors. The exemptions, for example, those which are exempted, like those for biomedical waste and for domestic waste and other industrial waste, we are working with the traders or the licensed Nema waste handlers to be able to get a smooth transition into a plastic-free Kenya, or rather Kenya free of carrier bags and flat bags. We have also worked very closely with enforcement agencies, and therefore we have adequately sealed all border points, including all migration areas into and out of Kenya, airports and the port. So we have surveillance which is ongoing in those areas. We have also continued with still our awareness creation in all fora, in churches, in schools, and in many other areas where this information can be disbursed. In December, we are going to host the UNEA conference. First, I would like to thank the United Nations, because foreign missions have really supported us with regard to capacity, information, data, and also technology transfer with regard to alternatives and methods of mopping up. So we continue to work with them and thank them. And then in December, we are going to showcase Kenya as the host of UNEP to be a best practice example with regard to environmental conservation. I think as Kenyans, even though this is a compliance journey, we already, at least visually, can notice or start to enjoy the products or the outcome of this ban, because the accumulation of plastics in the environment has reduced. And for those counties like Nairobi, for example, that have already in earnest started the mop-ups, you can see drainages are now being opened and we are not getting any more plastics getting in there, or very few of them. Where areas where we have worked with the National Youth Service in the mop-ups in the highways, this load is reducing, and we are going to continue to sustain that. And I want to thank Kenyans for their innovation. They have, in a very smooth way and very fast, actually filled the gap that is left by the manufacturing of plastics. And what is most important is that the jobs that are created are much more. They are much more distributed. The raw materials are natural and locally available, and we are opening up new sectors of the economy. For example, the sisal sector, the cotton sector, wood lots for forestry, where citizens, as we try to achieve the 10% tree cover, can also do business with regard to tree products. So also, the manufacturers, when we are telling them about the extended producer responsibility, and this is work in progress which we are discussing with them, there is no expenses that are added or loaded onto, for example, labeling bags. What we want, and I want Kenyans to understand this, is that this is not, there is no unfairness here. We just want, or we just do not want to see plastic in the environment which we cannot identify with. The plastic in the environment is either going to be labeled according to the person who is producing or the person who is using it. In which case, it would be possible to actually approach these people and tell them to take responsibility. There is a principle of polluter pays, and therefore, that is the simple concept that we are dealing with. This is work in progress, and we would like to work together and see that. That way, people can take more responsibility, because unlabeled plastic belongs to no one. We would like every plastic in the environment to belong to someone, so we can be able to ask questions going forward. So this is work in progress, and this is what is responsible. This is what a responsible manufacturer, this is what a responsible user would aspire to do, because we do not want to get so much profit at the expense of the environment, or to burden the taxpayer with cleaning up when we are getting profits. So this is basically an ethical issue. It is about ethics in trade, it's about ethics in business, and we can all be winners in this. I want, as I finish, to thank Kenyans for the overwhelming support, and going forward, I'm hoping that even the small-scale traders at the Mama Mboga, that we are not going to engage negatively going forward, because we are going into a different era of compliance and enforcement. Thank you. I'll start with the last one. On the 691 rejections, we have a standard operating procedure and a toolkit that we developed for clearance of the applications. If there is a rejection, it's for one of several reasons. One is that this is not primary industrial packaging. Number two, this is also seen by us to be excessive packaging or unnecessary packaging. Then number three, there may be, or there are, we have determined that there are alternatives for that packaging, in which case we don't need the plastic. Or, last one, number four, perhaps you have not given us enough information for us to make a determination.